What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about tow mirrors. It's really essential that when you're driving a trailer you can see what's going on behind you, and there's a few different options you have when it comes to choosing the right one. Today I'm going to give you the keys to making that decision yourself. Hey guys, I'm Chris, and on my channel Camp Cook Kayak, I'm going to help you learn how to live your best outdoor life. I've been an outdoor enthusiast for many years of my life, and as of recently I've taken a lot of time to kind of get back into that realm. So I'm going to share my tips and tricks, product reviews, and general information for you to make the best decision so you can really learn how to live your best outdoor life. If you're interested in seeing any more of my content, I do post every Monday by 8 p.m. So scroll down, smash that subscribe button, like this video if you get value out of it, comment, let me know where you're watching this video from, and let's dive right in. So today we're talking about the mirror options you have when it comes to seeing behind trailers on your truck. There's really three main options that we're going to focus on. The first one being the standard mirrors that would come with any of your vehicles. The second one being some clip-on mirrors, and then the last one being tow mirrors that you can actually have installed on your truck. There's many advantages and disadvantages to each of these options, so we're going to roll through each of those to help you kind of make the best decision when it comes to seeing behind you with a trailer. So the first option, like I mentioned, are our OEM mirrors, or original equipment mirrors, that you would find on your truck, typically from the factory. These on my truck do have like a 14.5 inch reach. They are standard on the truck, so they're kind of the base mirrors that any of the vehicles would come with. Well, some of the benefits to this is that there's no cost associated with it. It typically just comes with the truck, nothing to worry about there. You can see a good amount of what's behind the trailer, especially if it's something that's not as wide. So if you have a more compact trailer, maybe something like a No Boundaries or an R-Pod, you may not need anything more to see past your trailer edges. Since they are a more narrow body, you don't really need that extension there. One of the other benefits to having the original mirrors on your truck is that they just blend right in, right? A lot of them are factory painted, or they're chrome matched, or they are styled well to fit that truck. So that's another advantage there. Some of the disadvantages, if you do have that wider trailer, you do have the area for a blind spot. I right now have a 7-foot wide camper, and I do have a little bit of area where I can't see, and I really can't see anything past like the back half of that trailer. That trailer is only 17 feet long and 7 feet wide, so I do have a blind spot with that, so that's something to think about there. Additionally, they have the least amount of reach, so that really contributes to your blind spot. If you're not sticking out as far from the truck, you're not going to see as far behind you. The next option you have for mirrors are clip-on mirrors, and that could be anything from ones that fit directly over your factory mirrors to something that would clip on externally and kind of mount to your door frame. There's a couple different options with those. They allow you to kind of extend that reach. The ones that I have for my Ram are Snap and Zap by K-Source, and they actually add an extra 4.5 inches to the reach. So with those on, we're actually looking at a 19-inch reach compared to the 14.5-inch reach of the OEM mirrors. So that really does give us a good amount of view down the side of our trailer, and that's what I've been using for the last year or so when it comes to towing my camper. With that extra reach, it does get rid of a lot of that blind spot that we see, so you are able to see down the trailer a lot more. I can actually see all the way to the back of my 17-foot camper, so that's a benefit there. And this is the cheapest way to extend that reach, and that's one of the biggest advantages. The pair that I picked up, I got from Craigslist for $30. I've seen them as low as like $70, but they are the cheaper option to augment your current mirrors in order to extend that reach. Some of the disadvantages, the biggest one is that it's money, right? Sometimes we don't want to put that extra money in, even if it is only $70, and maybe this just isn't the right time to do that, whatever that is for you guys, but it is the cheaper alternative, so that is one of the advantages there. Another big disadvantage is that putting them on and off, you can't actually damage your vehicle depending on how you're doing it. My mirrors actually slide on over my OEM mirrors, so when I'm putting them on and off, it actually does scratch my mirror a little bit, and there's a few areas that I can see all the time that have been scratched up just from taking those mirrors on and off, so you do risk the possibility of damaging even just a little bit. If you have a memory like me, this is my biggest disadvantage to these mirrors. You have to remember to grab them. You know, you're in the moment, you're rushing to go out the door, you're excited to go on a trip, and you just completely forget to grab your mirrors. I know I did that for a few trips last year. Not the worst thing, obviously, because I don't have that long of a trailer, but somebody with a longer trailer, that may be a hindrance. You can find a way to store them in the truck, and that would alleviate that problem. But I don't like to store something like that in my truck for the risk of damaging it. So just having to remember it can be a disadvantage as well. Another disadvantage to these is that the mirror can actually become loose. If I put on my passenger side mirror and I'm driving, it actually shakes so much that I can't see down the side of the trailer, and I almost don't put that mirror on half the time because it doesn't benefit me to have a vibrating mirror while I'm driving down the road. If you guys are still getting any information from this video, you're loving it, hit like, click subscribe, and we'll continue through the rest of this video. The last option that we have are tow mirrors that you can get put onto your truck. Now these can come one of two ways. Most trucks you can actually order with tow mirrors, so you can get them from the factory. It is an additional charge that way, but the dealer will be able to do that. Or you can add them on aftermarket. I'm actually doing that right now. I'll have a video in the next couple of weeks through that process, but I am installing tow mirrors on my Ram just to kind of make it a little bit easier when it comes to traveling. These tow mirrors can be added from the factory, or you can add them aftermarket. The ones that I picked up are Trail Ridge tow mirrors. I got them from 1A Auto. The link's down in the description of this video, so you can check them out. But they were made specifically for my year Ram, and they install pretty easily, and that video will be coming up here in the next couple weeks. Those mirrors actually have two different functions. They have your standard lay flat mode. That is a 17.5 inch reach. That is compared to our 14.5 from our OEM mirrors. So we're looking at a 3-inch difference in reach, which really isn't a huge deal. But it does matter when you're towing a trailer. It gives you that extra 3 inches of length. And then the mirrors are also designed to have the mirror separated with a separate concave mirror so you can see a little bit further back down, which is awesome. The biggest benefit to tow mirrors is that they're typically extendable. So when you flip my tow mirrors up, you get extended to a reach of 25 inches, which is a huge difference compared to the standard 14.5 inches. You're looking at over 10 inches of reach, which is really going to change the game when it comes to towing. The mirrors are adjustable. You have all the same functionality. I made sure to pick mine up so that they were still power folding, power adjusting, heated. All those benefits are still possible when it comes to tow mirrors, and that's something that maybe you aren't aware of. You don't have to get base mirrors if you get tow mirrors. You can still get all the bells and whistles. So some of the advantages, they're naturally attached to the truck. You're never gonna forget those. I know that'll be the biggest benefit for me because I have an awful memory when it comes to remembering to bring my tow mirrors currently. Some of the other benefits, it is the furthest reach of any mirror we talked about, a whole 25 inches from the truck. That's going to give you a huge field of view down the side of any trailer. Even if I went to a much wider trailer than I currently have, it's going to give that extra benefit, which is great. And really, these mirrors just completely eliminate that blind spot. That's the key. That's how you can make the safest and best decisions when you're on the road for you and others, is being able to see everything around you. That's what you're looking for when you're getting tow mirrors, and these are really going to give you that benefit. The biggest disadvantage to these mirrors is just the cost associated with them. If you look at something like a Ram and you're ordering one of them from the factory with the mirrors, you're looking at adding a trailer tow package, which is going to add cost into your mirrors. If you go the aftermarket route, it could jump all the way up to $500, $600, $700 depending on what options you get. There is another brand that does mirrors, and they have smoked lenses and can have everything power adjustable and everything heated, and that could really rack up the price. So there's a lot more options, but it comes at a cost to you. And of course, one of the other disadvantages, it takes time to install. Although it doesn't take a long time, you still have to spend some time putting them on. But once they're there, they're there. Question of this video, what mirror option do you use? What do you recommend for anyone who's starting out with trailering? Put that answer to the question in the comments below. So now that we've gone through each of the 3 options in detail, let's just do a quick summary. So we have our OEM mirrors, that's our first option. They are the shortest reach, so they're gonna have a blind spot for you when it comes to towing a trailer, especially something wider, but there's no extra cost to that. And maybe sometimes that's what people are looking for. They don't wanna put the extra money into their truck. Maybe not right now, you know, you just bought a new trailer and this may not be the time. You can go without the tow mirrors, and that's not a problem. The next option are our clip-on mirrors. They extend that reach, but the biggest problem is you have to remember them, and they can really damage your current mirrors depending on how they attach. Like I said, there's many different options, so you don't have to clip onto the mirrors, but even around your door frame, you just have more of a risk of damaging something by taking things on and off, and that's just natural. The last option are tow mirrors that come from either the factory or aftermarket. These are the longest reach. They're going to eliminate that blind spot completely, but they do come at a cost, and that's something you have to weigh. Sometimes the extra cost is really worth the safety to you and others on the road. Don't forget to comment, share, subscribe to this video, like it if you got value, and I'll see you next Monday.